Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to make 4 super unique RoCitizens kitchen custom furniture items. This includes a modern counter stove, a chopping board, a towel and a mixer. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. So now let's look at how to build these. So for the counter stove, you're going to need 3 building blocks, one of them being plastic, 4 hot beverages, but the ones without the spoons, 2 spices and 3 mouse pads. So first, you're just going to want to move this counter, just like this. Then you're going to get 2 building blocks, just place them one on top of the other. I used 2 instead of 1, and instead of scaling that one up, because it's easier to measure. But this top block, you're just going to want to scale up 1. Just 1 notch, just like that. Then get your plastic building block, mine's already coloured black, which will be the colour of the stove. Place it on top of that block, scale it as flat as it will go. Then just push it to the side. I would move it right over here because it makes the next step much easier. Okay, now this top building block here, just scale that down. Just 1, 2, just like that. Then get mouse pads. You want 3 mouse pads, just place them one on top of the other, just right here. Then get your hot beverages. Place your first one about the centre of where you want your stove to be. So I'll just place it right here. The next one you're going to want to place next to it, but then go 1, 2, 3, 4 studs to the side. So that was 4 notches, and that's on the smallest stud. So that's on 0.1 stud increments. So then for the ones behind, just place it right behind just like this, and then go 4 to the left and right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me move this mouse pad over. Then get your next one behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. Okay, so now that's good. You're just going to want to remove the mouse pads, and you can now scale this block back and just scale it to about where you want your stove to be to fit around the building blocks. So I reckon that looks about right. Make sure it's covering the handles. So now that's done, you just want to scale this building block, this top one, just up 1 notch. Move it, scale it to the side because you're going to want to place the spices next. So look up spices, you need 2 of these. And then you're just going to want to place them either on the left or right where there's a gap in the stove. Doesn't really matter which side, I've chosen this side. Either colour these in, I'm going dark stone grey. And then the hot beverages, I'm going to go black. So the building block is really black, and then I'm going to make these hot beverages, the wings, just black. Then you can remove everything else, just nothing from the stove. Then place your counter back here. Back here. And that's your stove, guys. So now onto the chopping board. First, I will say that the idea of this chopping board came from the RoCitizens YouTuber Mango. She did a video on a lemonade stand and she came up with this chopping board. So the links to her YouTube channel and that lemonade stand video will be in the description. Make sure to go check those out. Okay, so how you make this board, you need 5 wooden building blocks, you need 2 more building blocks that can be any building blocks, doesn't matter at all, and then you need 2 mouse pads, and that is it. So first you're just going to want to remove this counter, and you're going to want to place 2 random building blocks, I'll just use these ones, on top of each other. Then you want to get one of your mouse pads and just place it on top of that building block there. Then you're going to want to get one of your wooden building blocks, which will actually be used in the chopping board, and place it on top of the mouse pad, scale it as thin as it will go, and then shape it to roughly what size you want your chopping board to be. And you can easily change that later. So now remove this mouse pad, and scale this top building block 2 notches down, so 1, 2, just like that. Then get your mouse pads again and place 2 mouse pads on top of there now. Now get back to your building blocks, and place a building block on top there. Now get this building block and scale it so it's smaller than the first building block. This isn't quite lined up correctly, this building block. It's already the right height, but what I want is it to be just at the edges. So if I line it up here, this is on the smallest increment. Wait, now it is, yep. Then you go one notch that way and one notch the other way. Just like that. So it's super thin border around the edge. Now just scale this to fit the building block. So just like that. Hope you see what I mean by that. Okay, now you can remove these two mouse pads. Scale this building block up 1, 2. That didn't scale up, I don't think. There we go, 1, 2 there. And just pull it to the side. Get your one mouse pad again, just one. And now you're going to want to make the handle. So you want to get your building blocks again. And the first one, you're just going to scale as thin as it goes. And as flat as it goes. Move this over here. Do that again. And this one, place it on the other side. Now scale these both in a little bit. 1 or 2 notches, depends how wide your chopping board is. And depends how big you want the handle to be. Then get another building block. Scale it as thin as it goes, one direction. As flat as it goes the other, a little bit thinner. Then just place it here. You can of course make the chopping board the size you want. And then I'll get rid of all of these. And there's your chopping board. It is the same colour as the counter, which uses no colour pass. So you can easily make this chopping board without colour pass, but I suggest just using a different counter. It is also super easy to make variations of a chopping board. For example, a serving plate, which I will do super quickly here. And there is what I would probably call as a serving plate, or just another type of chopping board. You can be creative with that. This next one is super easy to do. All you need is 6 building blocks and the stove. And 4 of those building blocks you want to be plastic. The other 2 it doesn't matter again. So I've got the stove here, then I'll just go building blocks. So I'm just going to place one here. You can't place it over the line. So I'm going to scale it all the way down, just like that. Then this next one, I'm going to just place it over here. And I'm also going to scale it as thin as it will go. Then I'm going to get 4 building blocks. Just going to place them on the floor here. And I'm going to scale them as thin as they go in both directions. Okay, now you've got these 4. I've already got them in 2 different colours. You just place them up here. So I'm going to place this right here. Can you see where that is? Then I will scale that up, just so it's at this height. Then you just do the same with the other 3. You can make it as wide as you want. You can make it with 1 building block. You don't have to make it stripy. And you could make maybe 2. It's super easy, but it looks really effective in a kitchen. So that's one with super basic colours, but that's it. So for the blender, you're going to need 2 metal building blocks, 5 plastic building blocks, 2 of any other building blocks, 1 digital clock and 1 clay pot. So first, like most of the steps, just remove these counters, just put them to the side, wherever you want your build to be. Then go into your building blocks, and this is where you get 2 of your any building blocks. Just they can be any, it really doesn't matter. I'm just using these because they're at the top. Then get one of your plastic building blocks, place it. Oh wait, wait, I missed something. You have to scale this block up just 1 notch. Then get any of your plastic building blocks, scale this as thin as it will go, and if you want to have the same size as me, scale this base block 1 to 3 notches in and 1 notch more in length. That is the size that I wanted for this mixer. Then you're going to want to scale this top block down, and this bit can be a little bit annoying to do, but you just have to take another block, place it below so it's overlapping, try and make it line up with this block, but then scale it 1 notch in either way, so it's just this distance apart from the edge. And then just scale this block, and I made this block 5 wide, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how big I did it. And you're going to want to repeat this 2 more times by just scaling the block down again and placing another building block. And do this 2 more times. So that is once, and do that another time. After you have done that, it should look like this. But then you want to scale this block up. So from here, you can scale it level, then go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how far up I did at least. Then the next thing I did was actually the blender mixer things. So I just scaled these 2 blocks as thin as they went. These 2 metal blocks. And then I placed them about centre here, where your bowl would go for mixing. Just like that. So next I got another one of the plastic building blocks. I scaled it a little bit thinner, just so it's easier to line up. I lined it up with this block, just so you get the right increments, which makes the next part easier. Scaled it as flat as it went, but then scaled it 1 and 2 outside either way, I think. And then I just scaled that forward to here. Just so it was about like that. And I did scale these blocks up a little bit. So next, I just got a block, I put it against the wall here. So made it level with this block, then scaled it down 2 notches, well not scaled, moved it. And I scaled that over here. Then I got the digital clock, and I made sure that the clock part is facing away, because you don't want to see that. You want to move that into here. It is, and then you can just remove this block. It looks like I did scale this too far, so I'll just scale that back one. Not completely sure actually. Anyway, next I scaled this block in, just out the way. Got another building block. I scaled this building block halfway up the middle building. About there. Then I got the clay pot. And just placed it below the mixers there. Make sure it's center. Just like that. Then remove that building block. Scale this building block back. Remove these building blocks and place the counter there. So that is the blender if you don't have the colour pass, but you can make it any colours you want. So here's just a possible blender colour combination, but you can do whatever you want for that. So that's all the builds. I hope this helped, and I hope you can make these yourself as they look great in any RoCitizens kitchen. If you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching guys. Bye!